Dr. Pereira is a senior lecturer in the Public Health Department of Medicine, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. She initiated her academic career in gaining experience in the field of in 2014, and she is the founder editor of Tobacco Unmasked. And she has been introduced in the previous session also. So, without wasting time, may I request uh, Manju Pereira to start with his introduction.
Uh,
And
Thank you,
with
sir.
me
Yeah.
uh, is Dr. R.J. Singh. He should
Yes,
have been
thank
introduced
you.
first because he's a known figure in the region and globally now. He is in the tobacco control since last 15 years, I know. And before that also he was in the tobacco control, and he is a real leader now in tobacco control. So he need not introduction of this thing and that thing. Thank you very much. Dr.
Uh,
Pereira.
yes, before Madam Manuja starts, so thank you once again, all of you. Once again, I am pleased to welcome all the participants to this session on regional perspective in tobacco control. As you are aware that Southeast Asia region is home to 1/4 of world's population and undergoing significant demographic and socio-economic changes, and is a lucrative market for tobacco industry. The region has been made a fertile ground for tobacco control, habit, and possible scene of tobacco-related morbidity and mortality explosion by the turn of century. Tobacco consumption in the region has increased rapidly, especially among youth and the poor. We have many high burden countries in our region, as you are all aware: India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Thailand, Nepal, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka, not only for smoking forms but also use of smokeless tobacco. So we have a collective burden which is similar in many ways, and hence require a regional strategy, a collective strategy. It requires cooperation and coordination between the neighbors and those who are around us. WHO, CRO, already have a regional strategy. My colleague Dr. Sinha is already aware that was developed to address the burden collectively. And therefore, it is very crucial that we can develop strategies for cross learning. So it's very important that whatever experiences which we have, because we have similarly demographic patterns and tobacco use habits. So it is very important that we have a system of cross learning among these countries, and also address tobacco control issues like cross border taps, tobacco advertisement, promotion and sponsorship, smuggling and illicit trade between the countries, and tobacco industry interference, which uses similar tactics in the region. I still remember when I used to go to Bangladesh earlier. So they used to complain me that a lot of surrogate advertisements are which are being aired in India. They are seen by the people in Bangladesh. So these are issues which we need to collectively learn from each other. And address them in a coordinated or in a collaborative way. So now in this session we have three speakers, and Dr. Dharinder has already invited Manuja. So over to Manuja. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Is someone operating my slides? I
Dr.
suppose.
Yes, ma'am.
Kritika, yes.
Okay. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay. Thanks. Right. So I would like to first start with the story of the Center for Combating Tobacco, so you would understand the mechanism and structure of SARC-CCT. So Sri Lankan Tobacco Observatory is hosted by the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. This is because when initially the FCTC wanted to establish tobacco observatories, they wanted them to be hosted by independent entities. So even though the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol, the government body, related to tobacco control was responsible in bringing the regional observatory to Sri Lanka. It was given to the university to host because it's an academic independent institution. So CCT, hosted by the university, is partnered by one civil society organization, again a prominent one in controlling tobacco, alcohol and other drugs in Sri Lanka since 1990s, the Alcohol and Drug Information Center, ADDIC Sri Lanka, the WHO Country Office for Sri Lanka, and the Sri Lanka Medical Association. It's the association of medical professionals of Sri Lanka. Majority of registered medical practitioners, the doctors, MBBS degree holders, are members of this professional association. It has several expert committees, and one such expert committee is on tobacco, alcohol, and dangerous drugs. So they are also a partner of CCT. So this is the structure of CCT. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So as CCT, we were established in 2000. We wrote the proposal in 2016 and we launched it on 2017. And we have started with Tobacco Unmasked, a media wiki information portal that was a replica of Tobacco Tactics of University of Bath. Because we thought that model was feasible and inexpensive, and we can in a low resource setting with low funds, we can afford to have it and run an effective and efficient information base. So Tobacco Unmasked, click please, it's an animated slide, which is originally in English. Then we have translations, the Sinhala and Tamil, the local mirror wikis. Then we have, previous slide please. Then we have Tobacco Unmasked South Asia, which is the replica, the regional replica we launched last February. Previous slide please. Okay, thank you. Tobacco Unmasked South Asia is it's a collaborative effort of SAARC-CCT. It's the information dissemination portal of SAARC-CCT. And I would explain what it is shortly. And we also have a mobile app, Tobacco Unmasked Hotspots. Currently, actually we launched the new upgrade today in Northern Province in Sri Lanka, where the majority of population are Tamil speaking. So again, it enables the Sri Lankan citizens to report tobacco industry interference and NAT Act violations in any language they prefer. We have 3 main languages, so English, Sinhala, and Tamil. So Hotspots app and map, which publishes the reports, is our other surveillance system. We call it community-driven tobacco surveillance system. And as we replicated the Tobacco Unmasked website, we do plan to have it replicated in other countries of South Asia after we test it and see how it can be improved in Sri Lanka. And we also have an archive, Tobacco Unmasked archive. Again, it's still a local archive, and we are planning to expand it to be a regional archive from next month onwards, and we have obtained funds from the union to do that. So next slide, please. So Tobacco Unmasked has field level tobacco industry interferences as well as national and even sometimes global level tobacco industry interferences documented in the website. Next, please. So these are some examples. So this Gangarame Temple Vesak zone it's a famous Buddhist temple in Sri Lanka where they celebrate the Buddhist Lord Buddha's birth in this ceremony called Vesak, and that festival zone was sponsored by CTC. So this was our report on that. Next, please. Yes, so we have reports on academia who collate with CTC. Next, please. Yes, so we do monitor how Ceylon tobacco officials implant their agents in government agencies, and we do follow them up and monitor and disseminate information on them. You see there's like Sinhala and Tamil letters in the page, so that means the two translations are available in local languages. Next, please. So I think we have missed a slide, but it's all right. So we have reached 136 countries by now from our website. We have about 26,000 users. Obviously, around 19,000 users are from Sri Lanka, even though we have had users from many countries in the world. Next, please. So we thought, like, because we have been successful in this model, we wanted to replicate it to SAARC countries, and Union very graciously supported us, and the SAARC CCT, South Asian Regional Consortium of Center for Combating Tobacco, was launched in 15th July 2019 with the representative of all 8 SAARC countries. Next, please. So we have 2 tiers, actually 3, if we say so. So the SAARC CCT consists of committee members, the representatives from the region. We also have a technical advisory panel who gives technical inputs, which is chaired by Dr. Rana Singh. And the CCT committee is a virtual network. We meet once a month, and the SAARC meets once in 6 months, and we share experiences, we share success stories, we plan things, we monitor, we identify priority areas to monitor, and we have been helping each other, especially Bangladesh, India have been inviting us for advocacy sessions. So we are actually we are experiencing the success of this network, and I suppose I'm talking today as a result of this network. So next slide, please. Our next step was SAARC CCT fellows, who are actual ground level implementers of this model. So we have successfully trained 7 fellows from 7 countries, and they are actually doing the stuff. They are monitoring and reporting back to us, and we are developing posts on them. Because of the COVID situation, this whole process got hindered a bit, but we are now catching up, and we do plan to expedite it and bring it to full bloom by next month. And we do plan to expand our network by introducing an online SAARC CCT fellowship program, again supported by the union, so that we can have many individuals working with us, sharing our experiences and helping us to monitor the tobacco industry interferences in the region. Next slide, please. So this first Tobacco Unmasked South Asia website, you see there's like 8 country logos, which would lead you to country-specific pages. Next, please. Before publishing in this website, we undergo a thorough review process. You can see the steps. So the SAARC CCT fellows, CCT team, and other freelance writers develop posts. There are 3 editors working on the posts and reviewing them and checking for validity, checking for references. It goes a thorough fact check. And then SAARC CCT committee members, especially the respective committee member from that country, would review it and edit it if they may, and again approve it to be submitted to this technical advisory panel. One TAP member would review it and approve for publication. So it's not just a website that would disseminate one person's writing. So it's a collective effort, and it's reviewed and edited in 3 levels. So it's basically a peer-reviewed, evidence-based, thoroughly reviewed website. Next, please. So it has two types of pages, country pages and regional summary pages. Next slide. So regional summary pages, we are still developing them because you see it's very hard. So we have summaries of each country and the regional perspective. Our main aim as the SARC CCT is to produce these regional summary pages. And we do have several in pipeline and we will publish them soon. Next, please. So apart from those, we have conducted some seminars. We had a series of webinars on to celebrate World No Tobacco Day this time, and it was resourced by all the country representatives. So it's a collective effort from the SARC CCT network. Next, please. So just to summarize some key findings we have identified up to now. So British American tobacco dominates the region. We had the same logo as BAT Bangladesh and Pakistan tobacco, but currently when BAT changed their logo, CTC also changed their logo. They say they are the leaders of the region as the tobacco company. So they have shown it. The other two logos remain the same and they have changed it. And even ITC, there are shares from BAT, and Surya Nepal, again, BAT has an issue. So Bhutan, which we were like devastated to hear that 2 weeks back they lifted the decade-old tobacco trade ban. We were so proud to have them in our region because it's a case study. And now it's no more. So they say that it's a temporary lift of the ban. However, because they said to control corona, they have lifted the ban and now there's government shops selling cigarettes in Bhutan. So currently we only have Vatican, which has a limited tobacco trade ban as a case study, which has banned tobacco in the world. So Afghanistan have KT&G and Maldives does not have a formal industry. So other 5 countries have BAT. So BAT dominates the region. Next slide, please. And there's tactics are common. So the Grand 15th was the BAT Bangladesh project targeting undergraduates. Fast Track 15 was Sri Lankan CTC project targeting undergraduates. So there are many things that overlap and have very common characteristics, many tactics of the tobacco industry. So we can learn a lot from observing each other and sharing stories. Next slide, please. So they still target youth and children. NATACT is very strong, has a comprehensive tobacco advertisement and promotion ban, but the left-hand picture you see is a state media channel. ITN, it's a state-owned media channel promoting tobacco. And this drama recently won the most popular drama award, Teledrama Award in Sri Lanka. So it's very disheartening to see these things happening. And it's happening everywhere in the region. They still target youth and children. Next slide, please. Okay, so new products are emerging and are increasingly becoming a problem. That product range includes not only ENDS, smokeless tobacco and shisha, have seen a prominent increase in the region, and we see it as an emerging problem. Next slide, please. So that's the last slide. Yeah, thank you. Dr. Rana, I'll have to leave. If there are any questions, can I take them now? Or?
Okay, thank you, Manuja, for sharing Sri Lanka experience on tobacco industry interference, how you have developed various systems to monitor and convey those interferences to appropriate authorities. Personally, for me, establishment of this SARC CCT is a great experience, and fellowship program which has been started is very crucial to train new or young people in tobacco control to monitor tobacco industry interference. So I think it's a great initiative.